Hello, everybody. We are here again with a very special guest in the building, Miss Kind Essence, the OG. You know what I'm saying? She is yeah. I'm gonna let her tell the people about yourself.
OG. I like that. That takes me back to New York. Takes me home. Wow. I don't know where to begin.
How you feeling?
First of all, I am feeling fabulous.
Okay.
Okay, I am feeling fabulous. I am so thankful for today and every day that I've lived. I have to give kudos out to this, what's it called, C19 crap, because of it, it has forced me, like I'm sure everyone else, to go inward to find out what the hell is going on. This is the time when you ain't got choices now. You're going to make a serious decision in your life. Either you're standing on this side of the energy or on the other side of the energy, and you know what I'm talking about. This is when the braves step forward, when the soldiers take their place, when the warriors are getting prepared for what's coming up after all this madness is over. So my greatest thing is to tell everybody to be ready, to be ready, to be ready.
Be prepared so you ain't gotta get ready.
How about that? That's true.
Catch me outside. How about that? Okay. Can you over the years when you have grown and matured and learned the things that you have learned, can you take us through some of the, key points in your journey and the, evolution of your life?
Okay. Before anyone can answer a question like that, they really got to know their life.
Yeah.
They really got to know their life. And let me tell you something. The secret of that is knowing that you never really know your life, because every second is changing. Every minute you're going in new directions that's on the same path, but you're taking small trails to get around to get to your goal. But I'm going to say, I was born into what I am now. I look at it sometimes as a gift or as a curse. My ability to take information, to process it, and to translate it, to pass it on to others is a blessing. The gift of discernment is an important blessing, and that's something that takes time to really nurture, help it to grow. Even at this point in my life, I still make some sad mistakes. But I have to say that the step-by-step process works. It worked for me and works for everyone, because it allows you to look at something, assess it, make changes in it, and move forward with it. And you're allowed to let go and throw trash away. You really are allowed to let go of some things that no longer serve you in your spirit, no longer work for you. It doesn't show any sign of weakness or anything. It actually shows a sign of intelligence and strength, that you can look at something that you've been working with for a minute and say, oh no, this is not working. Let that go. I'm hoping, Troy, I don't do any cursing. I'm a homegirl healer. Sometimes a curse comes out. Get over it. But homegirl healing, that's interesting. I like that, because when we say homegirl, we're talking about those sisters or homeboys, those brothers who were nurtured, guided, and lived some parts of the streets. And people look at that like, oh, that's so bad, that's so negative maybe, but that's not necessarily true. I came up with lots of love, guidance, and direction from a full-time family in God. I loved every minute of it. And because of that, it gave me the freedom to go out and explore things that were a little different, and that was outside of the box. Knowing how my mom and dad loved me, protected me, it just gave me carte blanche to do whatever I really wanted to do. And raised with a loving environment, church background, educational background, I took all of that comfort and took it to the streets when I hit New York City. And there opened a whole new world of living. Some good, some not so good. But everything that I've learned And those streets in New York City prepared me for the life that I live. It protected me, and it protects me now. That third sense, that spidery sense they used to call it, it really operates well for me now. I'm going to say we have to forget the background environment. But I love it out here. This is an oasis that I created in front of my aunt's home here at the Haven. And I come out here in the early mornings to do my meditation, my thinking, my creating, and my manifestation right out here. It's just so wonderful. It's just so wonderful. So, yes. I'm glad Troy can edit things because I'm going jumping all over the place. I can't keep track. Wow. But,
You talking about how what you learned in New York led you to be the person you are today, and you know how your intuition is stronger now, and what connects with me is like the discernment and the intuition kind of go like hand in hand, and something I be thinking about is like you can only strengthen your discernment through experience, but you have to, sit with your experiences and, be true to yourself to know where you want to take it or to make it stronger in a sense. You have to trust it too. And I kind of wanted you to speak a little bit more to that, like how it got stronger or like what built your intuition and your trust in yourself to trust your discernment and spirit and things like that.
Well, along with discernment, what supports discernment for me is wisdom. And that just comes when it comes. Some people I've known have grown behind men and they still don't have any wisdom. So it has nothing to do with age. It has to do with your ability to submit and succumb to knowledge that comes to you from other arenas, or knowledge that comes to us through other senses other than our five senses. One of the first things is the submitting. That submitting allows you to actually free yourself. Once you're no longer working with your ego and working with your spirit, oh my God, you are so free. And once that freedom is announced, like to the universe, to your spirit, everything comes to you. Everything starts to come to you. And the discernment part comes again with trust. Let me see. It's taken some time to listen to spirit and follow it blindly, because that's usually what you're asked to do. If you say you're going to give up this crazy life to follow a spiritual path, one of the things you have to be able to do is listen and then act upon it without fear, without hesitation. Now that takes time to develop. That takes some time to work into that arena. It's taken me some time. And the fear covers all kinds of grounds. There are certain fears that we overcome very quickly. And then there's those others that take some time to work their way out of you. Work their way out of you. I like that. Usually we say we got to work our way through it. No, I take that back. We have to work our way out, let it work out of us by addressing it, facing it, and say, no, you got to go. You got to move on. You no longer have tendency here in the spirit body. The more you do that, the more the discernment power becomes so evident that it's nothing, it's second nature. During my lectures, I used to tell people there were moments when I felt like that witch on TV, I can't remember which, and you just push your arms and twitch your nose, and boom, it would happen. Manifestation. Well, I looked into that and said, well, why can't that happen like that for me too? That quickly. And as I practice that intention, sure enough, over a period of time, it does come quicker. The moment I think about it, and now, the more I think about it, the intention becomes stronger, the manifestation comes quicker. Discerning, letting go, accepting those answers and those responses to your questions, and the questions you ask unconsciously or consciously, know that they're being answered. Know that. And sit and wait and expect it. You say, okay, I'm waiting. I'm here. What's the answer? And know that it's coming. without any doubt.
Yes, yes. That makes me think about, you know, growth and accountability.
Big word.
Yes, yes. And can you speak to what does growth and accountability mean to you?
Okay. I would say they were on the same side of the coin.
Okay.
Accountability comes as, well, no, let me say. Accountability comes as you're growing and maturing and more able to accept things as they are. Not that you don't want to change things, but first you have to accept things as they are. So if you know you're doing a mistake or you have a habit that needs to be broken down, first of all, you have to say, yeah, I got that habit, like I did with Newport cigarettes. Oh my God, I love me a Newport. And I would smoke and have such enjoyment. And then it came a time when it's like, nah, you can't keep doing this kind. So that period of understanding wisdom, accepting that I can no longer do it, I can't. It was a choice, an intention. It took some time, but I was able to eradicate that habit. My wisdom with that, my knowing with that, gave me strength to say, I can do this. The accountability comes on every time I talk to somebody else about it. I have to be accountable for myself. Say, well, how are you dealing with that smoking habit? And accept it. Even if I'm failing at doing it, I'm still going to accept it because I'm working on it. It's a progress. It's a work in progress. So you don't put yourself down because you fall a couple of times trying to give up cigarettes or trying to give up whatever it is you're working on. You pat yourself on the back and say, hey, you gave it another shot. It wasn't quite right. It wasn't quite right, but you gave it a shot. The next time you'll become more adept at it and you'll get closer to your target.
Okay. And what role does community play in the growth and accountability? Like the people around you, your friends, family.
Wow, that's so important because community plays a really important part for so many things. I hope I remember all your components. First of all, let me say this. The community around you now may not be the community around you later because you're growing. And as you become aware of your spiritual awakening, certain things that were there no longer have an importance in your life. And that's all right. They came for a reason, they're gone. Or the situation was there for a reason, it's gone. Like a job, and it's gone. But you learned some things on that job. So that's something you have to be ready for. Your community changes. We saw a t-shirt done by Sister Sharita, and the t-shirt said, my tribe. Oh, wait a minute, let me think of it because I want to get that correct. I may have to go back to that one.
Or I could put it in the video later.
Yeah, you put that one in the video later. Okay. My vibe attracts my
I was
tribe.
just thinking
That's
it, as you said it.
My vibe attracts my tribe. And with that, that's how your community is developed, by the vibrations that you give out, the energy that you're putting out, the same thing that you want in here, the same thing that you want from the people you meet. Those are the traits that you already have within you. And your vibration, the frequency that you're vibrating on, will attract everything that you need. And if they're not vibrating on that frequency, you won't hate them, you won't discard them, but they just won't be able to come around you because it's not them. And that's good. That's your spirit protecting you. So don't let it bother you when certain people roll away. Don't let that disturb you. Know that they just made way for the next spirit that's more in tune with your spirit to come through the doors. When I do the Monday night mastermind meditation, one of the biggest things I loved about it, and I spoke on, was our community that we were developing, the mastermind consciousness. And the consciousness of the whole is greater than the consciousness of the one. We were on the same accord. And I would let them know, I said, all of you guys, whatever magic you want to happen in your life, whatever transitions you're ready to make, and whatever things you want to manifest in your life, this is the space to do it. Because the energy, the synergy that we develop in a conscious group effort, oh my God, it's incredible. Even with today, young people standing up saying, we don't want this kind of life, we don't want this kind of society in our America. Look at how it sparked fire all over. I don't care about how it started because there's some controversy about how it really began. That's a whole nother film. But the fact that it got started. And it is awakening a huge amount of people in directions that they never thought they would go. Community is very important. And that's how we're going to win this thing. That's how we're going to turn this madness of racism and hatred around, is through our communities. Because communities are now blending in. What was this separation, that separation? There's not too much separation anymore. There is not too much separation anymore. I'm so thankful.
So I heard you mention spiritual awakening, and a lot of people, that could be like a vague term for many people, or just a popular term. So when you say spiritual awakening, what do you mean specifically?
Okay. I had read an article on YouTube, and it was talking about that. And the biggest thing on there was their heading. It said, "You're not different. You haven't changed. You've awakened." That's a whole different meaning. You have awakened. You are waking up. Some guy, some skinny artist, I can't think of his name. He did a song about stay woke. It took me
Childish Gambino.
it took me a minute to say, what the hell is he talking about? What is he talking about? And I had to hear it over and over. And my interpretation was to be consciously aware. To be consciously aware. So spiritual awakening is being conscious, meaning taking off your mask of you trying to pretend to be who you're not. It means taking off the blinders because you're just not ready to see the crap that's going on around you and you can't handle the truth. It means moving away from one arena to another. It means shifting your energy or how you're doing things. It may mean changing diet, something I'm fighting with. But all these are the things of spiritual awakening because you're uncomfortable. When you find yourself uncomfortable in your skin and you don't even know what it is, it's because you've shifted and you haven't caught up to the shift yet. And the spirit is tapping you. Come on, wake up, wake up. What you doing? What you doing? Hey, let's go. We got things to do. You have things to do. You have goals you want to reach. You have people you want to help. You're not going to do it if you're sleeping with some crap, fake behind thoughts about what the world's supposed to be. The world's supposed to be what you create. God created us. The energy known as God created us to see what we are going to create. We are, as Abraham Hicks says, we are partners in this crime. We are co-creators. Co-creators with our creative energy. If you didn't know that, you can ask somebody. But stop getting it twisted with your weakness and your victimizing. I can't do this. Oh. And I'm so tired, and I know there are some people who hate me for this. Oh my God, they're gonna hit me. Maybe I won't say it on this round. I'll say it on the next round. But we can't keep using our blackness as an excuse for our weakness and our failure to accomplish and our failure to grow, because we know how great we are. So we got to get off of that. And I don't care about what them people did back 400 years ago. I really don't give a good goddamn. This is today now. How is my power today now? Is it still lingering back there? Or is it right here? I could linger in any one of my divorces. Oh, I'm so worried. I can't get... No. Today is a new day. How are you going to lead today? What direction are you going to take it today? Yes, we've had some horrible, horrible happenings in our spirit. But what does that tell you? You need to look at that. Anytime a whole race is desperately trying to take us out, kill us, harm us, a whole race, and not everybody, but those who are definitely into that, you need to know why. Why are they doing that? Because you're something to be afraid of? Could be. Because you're so powerful? Oh my God, could be. Because you are kings and queens, and once we take over, or if we had that opportunity to take over, what would that look like? And I'm going to say this to all of you. I want it to look like nothing of what we're seeing now. Just because we may become in power one day, we're going to show the world something different. Like, this is how we do it. We do ours with love, with compassion and passion. We do that. We know that there's an equal playing ground that can be had in this society, in this world, where everybody can get what they need. What is our role now in leading us into that new
Still on.
that new paradigm. What is our role now to move us into that heaven that they keep talking about? I'm not dying to go to heaven. I want my heaven right here.
Need it
I
right
demand my heaven to be right here and now. I say. I ain't waiting to die to get my gold, walk down the streets of gold. Give me a break. That's a bunch of fairy tales. I want it now. And we're allowed to have it now. We have to claim it now. If you don't claim it, what makes you think you're going to get it? Are you sitting in the corner crying, "Poe is me, hell to the no"? No.
Okay. You touched on something that you're working on right now.
Oh my God, what is that? Learning how to work these machines?
No. Your diet. Your diet.
Oh, I don't want to talk about no diet. You and oh my God. Y'all don't leave me alone. Y'all don't leave me alone.
Listen.
Oh
This
my
is an
God.
important part of your journey. This is holistic health, guys. We are here to talk about all aspects, and diet plays a part in it.
It does. It really does.
You came a long way since I first met you. You at first you didn't want to hear. You didn't want to hear none of that vegan stuff. That stuff tastes like crap. There's no
Well, you have to be
seasoning.
honest. Back in the day, it was cardboard. Don't give me no crap. That stuff tastes like cardboard. I wasn't eating that.
I don't know what it was
They got
back in the
better.
day. I'm just saying your evolution of where you was to who you are now. For the people who don't know, can you tell us a little about your journey? What made you want to consciously shift your diet and how that's been for you?
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. The reason why I really want to shift my diet is all ego. That's it. I am not
That's
going
fine.
out. I am not going out with this disease, that disease. Look, that. I'm not having that. I'm telling everybody that there's a way to live and be the most beautiful you can be, and it all starts from within. So yes, I come up in a family. We were somewhat farmerish, so we ate everything. We ate, but it was healthy food. So that's the issue that makes me want to change. Not because I don't like meat, and I'm not going to lie about it. Not because I don't like meat. And there are people who say to me, "You eat meat, you gonna die." I'm like, girl, I done seen bullets, stab wounds, drownings, car accidents. I've seen death 4 times, so you gotta come better than me than that. I'm still here for a purpose, and it's to teach that there are so many ways we can balance out these things until our consciousness is able to shift with ease. But you can't jump tomorrow and say, "I'm going to be this because they're pushing me into it." It won't last. And your internal knows that you're only doing it to please something or someone else. You have to do it so that your internal says, "Oh, she's making a shift in consciousness. We're going to support her with that. We're going to help her." So over a period of years, particularly with the help of my brother, Cornell, who's been a vegan for over 30 years, we've made shifts. And it wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. I don't do that instant stuff. It takes me a
Long-term
minute.
journey.
It takes me a minute. So if I want it to be a long-term journey, I have to enter it with an honesty about that journey. And the first part was being honest and true to myself and to my audience, my clients, my students. I start with the truth, and I go from there so that they can do the same thing. There's no pressure on that. You have to come, because food is connected to our family culture. It's connected to our love, our family, and the traditions that we've had. So you don't tell some black person, "Oh, you ain't gonna do that no more because of this, this, and this." No, I need a little bit more time. And I took that time. And so things have shifted for me. But honey, let me tell you, thanks to this little madness we're going through, I'm working on some more issues with weight. I gotta get up and exercise some more. Well, we all do. My daughter posted something, "Everybody get out of those sweats and see if your jeans still fit." Oh, well, that was an interesting awakening. But yes, I am moving on, shifting my diet.
Can you speak on some of the things that El Hagan talks to you about, or some of the herbs that he have you try, and
Oh,
what effects
wow.
have you noticed from them? And
See, now you're talking memory. Okay. El has talked to me about so many herbs, but in the beginning, years ago, when he first talked to me, I was definitely like, "Leave me alone." And oh wow, such a difference now. But he gave me 2 sets of herbs, one for my sugar control and one for detoxing the body. And I make them on a regular basis and drink those herbal teas. Nasty as hell, but I do. Um, oh my God, there's marshmallow roots, so many herbs that he put in there. I'd have to go to my bag and read them off. But that and the things he teaches about cellular communication, that was a words he used in one lecture, and I've stolen that and I take them with me everywhere I go. When I'm teaching my seniors for chair yoga or anybody in my yoga classes, cellular communication. Talk to your cells to make them understand that you are on the same page and you're looking for that homeostasis. When you open up and start beginning to communicate with the body reacts with that positive energy. Now, for those of you who are truly Christians, there's other terms that you guys use. Speak over yourself. Encourage yourself. That's another magical term. Speak over yourself. Speak over your health. Speak over your abundance and speak over your wellness. Speak it into existence. As I breathe out those words. As I breathe out that manifestation. Yes, speak over yourself. Cellular communication. It helps get the ball rolling.
Just to touch on something that you said, for me, it's not that I hate meat, or I can't speak for other people, but it's not that I hate meat that I stopped eating meat. What I learned about meat was if we're approaching health from an energy standpoint, as in that we consume food because we want more energy and we realize that the food is giving us the itis and making us tired and things of that notion, and foods are connected to the illnesses. She said that, food is very communal, habitual, and we eat it when we're with family. So if we realize our family eating all the same things and we're getting sick because of it, then to reverse engineer that is why, if our food can make us sick, then why can't our food heal us? So from an energy standpoint and digesting the food, because after you consume the food, you digest it and assimilate it to energy. The understanding is that meat takes the longest to digest. So with that understanding, what takes the least amount of time and quickest to assimilate, that would be fruits and vegetables. So not saying that, you should give up meat, totally throw it out, because that's not even realistic for a lot of people. But more so with the understanding of you could use your food to heal you and to eat more fruits and vegetables, and it's other alternative meats that can taste good, seasoned properly and made with love. There's great vegan food out there for you. So just putting that out there and just, giving your body a rest from consuming all the time. Fast here and there. Fast 3 to 7 days out the month. And you'll notice a huge difference in how you feel, the energy you have, how you sleep, how you think, the clarity, so many benefits. But you will notice the shift and the difference once you implement these things into your life. So, but like she said, it's about the long journey. So where is and you want to be honest with yourself and you want to do it for you. You don't want to do this because your mate wants you to do this or because somebody's shaming you into doing this.
Oh, yeah.
You want to do this because you recognize or you heard the benefits and you want to experience it yourself.
Yeah. I like what he said about, the energy of food. When I am not feeling well, first thing I do is go into my body and say, what's going on? And I know then that certain things have to go for a minute. It's about balance. You don't load yourself up. I'm not going to eat a steak every single day, although I love steak, but I'm not doing it every day. And please, God knows, when I go around a barbecue, that's like all hell for me, because it just brings back all those family moments, but there's balance. When I'm not feeling well, I cut certain things out and stick to this particular liquid diet or this fruit or whatever. When my body, and oftentimes people say sometimes blood types helps to direct you into what you may need to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have to have a little bit of meat protein because of their blood types. So every now and then my body will tell me, oh, you need to go, you got to get that steak or whatever it is that my body's craving. And I'll do that for that one moment, and I may not do it again for weeks or months. Because I'm satisfying that desire right then and there. I don't feel pulled in all directions. I can have that turkey burger, talk to it on the way down and say, okay, I love you, you taste good, but you know when we get down here, you got to leave me soon and let it know they got to go. And then I won't need it anymore. I didn't bring up any, oh, I got to do, oh, I can't, oh, if I eat this, I'm going to go. I don't do all that drama. I accept what I want to do it and move right along.
Yes. She was touching on body communication. First and foremost, you gotta have that talk with your body. And the other thing was food, emotions, and memories. You know, going to the barbecue, the memories that we have connected to foods. They say sugar is connected to love. They say, and then we got, you know, just Thanksgiving and holiday dinners, and that being connected to community, being with your family that you don't see in a long time. So when you eat these foods, these memories are playing subconsciously. So that communication is important, or that understanding to know how you feel when you eat certain things, because you may just gulp it down and not even think twice, but it's giving you a feeling and it's firing off chemical reactions in the body. So understanding how those things are connected, and knowing that you could rewire that as well. You have the power to change that if you deem so. And that's the main thing at the end of the day. We all have the power to create what we want to create, co-create. So we should use it.
Now, the other component to this, Troy, is what's going on with the food industry. Now, see, once that kicks in, intelligence, you have to say, oh, crap, man, they done changed the game. So you're going to have to make some shifts, because they changed the game. Sugar was meant for love when we were younger, but now they put sugar in everything. That addictive additive is in everything, literally. Things that don't need sugar, they got sugar in there. And that's not fair, but that's what they're doing. So we need to know the corrupt thinking of those people, that industry, so we can counterbalance it. So, of course, I can't do like I used to because I'm not stupid. I know they're screwing with everything. So, yeah, some things got to go by the wayside. Another thing, they're not making the meats. They're not taking care of the animals. I mean, animals were put here for whatever reason, and we can use them for food and nourishment. But the overkill, the waste, and the way they're raising them, that's changed. So it's going to make it a lot more challenging for you to find the healthy, if there's a such thing as a humane way to get the animals. But culture, Indian shot an arrow, there you go, that's it, done deal, take it home, cook it, clean it. Caveman, bang it on the head, there you go, take it home, clean it, cook it. So things have changed. And we have to make adjustments for the reality, and that's real. That's real.
And that goes to the conversation of, us being involved and going to the land, growing our own food, having that connection with nature and the animals, and understanding how sacred a life is, and if we are to take a life, to not that it's like it don't bother you or it's not a second thought. Like it matters, and it's a lot of preparation and things that go into that. It's not just, oh, I want to eat, so I'm gonna kill this. It's like, no, you gotta prepare it, you gotta pray over it. It's so many steps and things that are missing because the culture has shifted because of whoever runs the industry, or our lack of participation or awareness or connection to our ancestors and what they practice. But we got to get back to the land, farming, nature walks, identifying herbs, and growing our food, and all those things.
Because those are key elements needed for survival. If anything were to go wrong with what's going on out here, a lot of people don't know how to hunt. They don't know how to hunt, go through the woods, bring in the fruits and the berries. A lot of people have never been trained, especially the city folks. City folks were starved to death. Shoot, if you don't know nothing about and how to live in times of weirdness or turmoil. People in New York, do they know how to live in them tunnels to protect themselves? You know, when I was living with the Apache, they taught me some things that was like, oh my God. Oh my freaking God. I may not have a whole lot of skills with it, but I know I can get through a couple of months or so making shelters out in the woods, knowing how to find shelters, knowing how to investigate the land, knowing how to look at animal prints, all that stuff. These are little skills for living in nature, for surviving. It wouldn't hurt to know. I'm just saying.
It's important
I'm just
to
saying.
take that time and go out with your friends in nature, or take somebody with you to start developing these skills and getting them under your belt, because we are living in some weird times. And what she say, get ready so you don't have to
Get ready to be ready to be ready to be ready.
look, prepare so you don't have to get ready. Listen,
At the last minute when the bomb hits your door.
come on. When you got the illness and you like, now what I gotta do? They say prevention is worth
An ounce of prevention. An ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound
of cure.
of cure.
Yep.
Because that's after the fact. And if people are telling you now to start doing this and this and this, and you're not listening, child, please, you're on that line. We're going to be seeing you go. And if we tried to tell you and teach you, and you still don't want to hear and listen, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? Nothing. You can't do anything after the fact. Dr. L talks to so many people, and I call him Dr. L. Hagan. He talks to so many people, giving them hints. There are a lot of other healers that give us hints. Mama K giving us hints. My girlfriend Kajara giving us hints. Atiola giving us hints on how we need to live now so we can be ready. You're either going to listen or you're not. And like Harriet Tubman would say, either you with the program or you're not. I can shoot you now or you want to come with me because I can't let you go back. And who else said, Malcolm X, either you part of the problem or the solution. Shoot you now so we don't have to worry about your crazy self. And Huey P. Newton, let's just clear out the land. Because there are a lot of energies out here that we really don't need. I'm sorry. They need to be moved on, educated so they can elevate or eradicated. Is that terrible? Well,
I think that's a big step to your personal awareness too, is knowing what side you're on. You're either part of the problem or the solution. Being able to identify, discern, know what side you're on, accept it, and if you don't like what side you're on, being able to change that. So those steps, pay attention to those steps. Let that marinate.
Yes. So when it comes to your door, you know what you're going to do. You know exactly what you're going to do.
So earlier, you spoke on something that you touched on, and I want to revisit it. You said you experienced death 4 times, not one before. And I want to ask you, you don't gotta speak on all 4, but if you were to speak on one of them, and basically like how you view death beforehand, and then how the experience changed how you viewed it after.
Okay, I guess the critical one that allowed me to like languish in it for a minute was when I was drowning. I lived in New York, and we would go dancing at this place called the Garage. And the Garage was the bomb. We go there about 10 o'clock at night and dance until 10 o'clock in the morning. We leave and we go to the beach. Well, in the Garage was the famous or the infamous Punch Bowl. And this Punch Bowl had, who knows what was in that Punch Bowl? What was it called? THC?
Yeah.
But the things that we had that didn't really kill us. It just took us out of our present day mind. And we danced on that all night long. And that's where I was. And we came out of there and we went to Far Rockaway Beach. Now here we are. We've been dancing all night, having fun, not eating a lot, and tired. But you don't know you're tired because you're young, man. So I'm out there swimming. And I'm a swimmer. I'm out there swimming. And I noticed that I'm not getting back to the beach. And I'm trying very hard. I'm not getting back to the beach. I go under the toe. I try to go under the toe, under the waves, swim on top, nothing's working, and my body's becoming extremely exhausted. So there's a point where I say, oh God, I don't think I'm going to make it. So the first thing I want to do is clear up my life real quick. Okay, dear God, forgive me for this, and all the other. I ask for all the forgiveness. And then I said, just give my messages to my family, everybody. But more importantly, look after my daughter. Just look after my daughter for me. Because I don't think I'm going to make it back. And that's where I was. And after a while, I went out. And there was blackness. There was no noise. I no longer heard the ocean. I no longer felt the sun. It was just pure blackness and a sense of calm that was just unforgettable. I knew I was somewhere in between. I wasn't afraid. I just wanted to be in it. It just, for some strange reason, it felt so comfortable and safe. And I'm in it, and all of a sudden, I'm looking up, and here it comes, this little tunneling light thing. And that fast snatch through, something like that. And you don't know if that's real or not because you've heard stories, so you could be just making up the story or reliving the story. You don't know. But I noticed that I go through this light, and there it was, all my people. Everybody, hi Karen, hey, how you doing? Grandma, hi Karen, how you doing? And I said, oh God, this is it, I'm going home. And then, after as fast as they said hello to me, my grandma was waving back. I'm like, what do you mean you waving me away? I want her to pull me in. She's waving me away. I'm coming back into the deafening silence and darkness, and a voice comes to me, and it says, Karen. I'm like, oh, hey. Oh, is that you, God? You know, what else? What am I supposed to say? Is that you, God? You talking to me? I said, okay, well, I can't make it. I'm not going to be able to make it back to the beach. Can you? And I go, oh, can you look after everybody? Blah, 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 blah. And he says, Karen. I'm like, yes. You can't come here. Why not? It's not your time. I said, but I want to come home. Can I please come home? And for whatever it meant to me was going back to heaven or whatever, or back to the source. I said, I want to go home. No, you can't. Why not? It's not your time. What do you mean it's not my time? There's something I want you to do. Well, what is it that you want me to do? I want you to love. The moment that voice said that, I opened my eyes. I was on the beach. Now, here's the fun part. The lifeguard that brought me back, here's his story. He was sitting in his chair, looking out over the ocean. He sees three people struggling. There was an older man, a young child, and me. He assessed the situation. He said that I appeared to be the stronger of the swimmer, so they went out to get the child first. And between a child and an elder, you know, lifeguards are trained. You go for the young child because he has so much more life to live, and that's just how that is assessed. Just like if you're an actuary of the life insurance policy. And then he went after the old man. When they came to get me, they didn't see me anymore. They assumed I was gone. They're rowing back to the shore. He tells me he heard a noise. A voice said, look back. He looked back. I was floating on the waves. This is the ocean. I was floating. He said it was like your body was just sitting there waiting for me to pick it up. And he did. Brought me back to shore, mouth to mouth. And here I am. Now, look, that may be strange, but I have other stories that are stranger than that. Me fighting the devil, me fighting the demons. Oh, I got some tales.
Y'all gotta get the book to get those other stories.
Oh, that reminds me of the book. There is a book I'm working on. It's called Discovering Your Divinity. I have a young lady who's going to help me with that. She said, and with other comments of people who have read the first 5 chapters, said, oh, it needs to get out there. It's a workbook type of book, but the lessons are based upon my life stories, and I have hundreds of them. So if you want to hear more stories, you will eventually get the book. She's going to make it an ebook, whatever the heck that is.
Internet book.
Internet book.
Yeah.
And it'll have classes, classes and workshops all through this machinery here. I'm excited to see it launch. But yeah,
I'm
you'll hear
excited
some more
for it too.
stories.
I am excited for it too. 'Cause she has a lot of wisdom and experience to give to us young folk and everybody who's willing to listen. So you could come to the Haven and see what programs is going on here. Got
Or
yoga.
They can do the Zoom now.
Yeah,
Or
meditation for the Zoom on Mondays, 7 p.m.
Yes, 7 p.m.
7 p.m. I'm going to put the information so y'all could tap in and check that out. And her information is there as well, so you could tap in with her and see what other things are going on. So, I have a question. What does success look like to you?
Oh my God. This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. Because I'm still standing, that's successful. The trials and tribulations that I have gone through have been pure hell, some of them. But my mother, I remember what my mother told me, Hazel Thompson. She said, Karen, because she doesn't know no kind, Karen, as great as your trials and tribulations are as great as your triumphs. So I am so glad I was thrown into the pits of hell, scraped all around the walls, because now, boom, guess what my future's going to look like? All that heaven, glistening, shining, blinging all over the place. I want it to be, and you should too. Success should mean everything you touch turns to your goal, your definition of goal. That's what success looks like for me. And it should look the same for you. And it doesn't matter what level it's on. It's all successful. If you claim it to be that, then that's what it is. My success looks like the goals that I've had for 10, 12 years finally coming to fruition because I never gave up on them. I don't care how my family said, no, you shouldn't do that. Or you crazy. Or my friends said, you're going to get that. All of that naysayers, no, I lived right through them. And you shall do the same thing. You shall do the same thing. Because there will be those trying to prevent you and block you. And you need to know that every time the block comes and you conquer it, you're getting closer to your goal. And the bigger the block, the bigger the angry energy that comes at you, the greater its power, and you conquer it, the greater so shall your power be. You know that TV show called Outlander? I don't know, Outlander or something like that. Anyway, the guys, every time you cut off somebody's head who had power, you got their power.
I remember you telling me about that.
You got their power. So, and I don't literally mean to chop off someone's head, but when you chop off the head of any monster, then that's it. Their power dies. So in this particular thing, you chop off that head of that negative energy coming at you. You don't exactly absorb that nasty ugliness, but what you're absorbing is the power and their intention behind what they were doing. But you're going to turn it into something positive. So now this is more metaphysical. So those who want to know more about how you utilize your metaphysical power to conquer, then yeah, you definitely should come to those meditation meetings.
Mm-hmm. And been learning. Well, you always talked about the importance of financial literacy.
Oh yeah.
And just saving your money, investing, and you always been studying on ways to better yourself and make your situation a better situation. Of course, you have dreams and goals, and you need energy or money in this sense to accomplish some of those. So, can you tell us some of the importance of financial literacy and some of your endeavors that you're getting into, if you'd like to, as far as the endeavors part?
All right. Yes, I started talking a little bit about financial education through our mastermind meditations on Monday night. First thing I asked everybody, what's your credit score? And the faces was like, because they're young, they don't think they need to know it. But that's not true. So yes, I want to talk more to particularly the millenniums and some of the elders too, who just never seem to get it together financially. It's very important. Know your credit score. What's going on in this America now is going to be so important. We thought it was no big deal, but it is a big deal. And because they didn't teach us more about it, it's so that they can leave you out of the loop when we talk about financial growth. Our families didn't have the wherewithal and knowledge to sit at the dining table and talk about finances. Somehow, all of us did not get that. So whoever you're close to now that you can get that knowledge from, go for it. And everything is online, look for it. Know your credit score. Find those institutions that you can begin to save money. And now I know that the ones that are offline on the internet, they're the better ones. They offer better interest rates. You want your credit score to be good so that you can get anything you want at a lower interest rate, because that's what kills most of us. It's not buying a product, but paying for the interest to get the product. So when your score is in them 600s, high 600s, 7s, and 800s, you can buy things literally with maybe 1% interest. But you won't know until you try. Start educating yourself about your credit. Start looking into savings. Now, I'm tired of hearing, well, I ain't got no money. I don't hear that crap. If you make a nickel, you give 2 cents to yourself first. Pay yourself 10% of everything you bring in. Tithe yourself, tithe to your, for those who are not tithing in a church, tithe in a spiritual way in terms that you're serving the community, helping someone. That's a tithing. I know God will look at that and say, you did a good job. You did a good job. Start working on those things first. And then while you're working on setting your credit up, getting your savings together, at the same time, what is there something you want to use that credit for? Positively, not buying a new car that loses its value soon you ride it out of the showroom, but something like real estate, gold, the precious metals, stocks that you buy into every day. If you buy Pepsi, if you buy Nike, if you're on AT&T phone, look into their stocks and buy it. There are sites that will give you stocks that pay dividends. Look into that stuff. And every language and every word that you hear that you don't understand, Google that word. Find out what the hell it means so you can say, oh, now I know. Because the language is what, the language or the jargon of that industry is what keeps you off from getting into it. But now, because of Google, you can find out anything you want to know. And then what you don't know, after you do that, then you can go to someone and ask for help. But just start getting into it first. Because that's the only thing that's blocking you, is that you don't know the language that they're speaking. So when they talk to you, they think they're talking what they say Klingon. But it's not Klingon. It's just a set of vocabulary that you are not used to hearing in your ear. Get used to it. Start looking at YouTubes that talk about those things, that speak on those things, and get your lessons from there.
Okay.
Oh, let me say this. Next thing. I got a YouTube thingy that was going around talking about the circle of finances with Black people, Chinese people, everybody but us. How our money doesn't stay in our community past 15 minutes. You get a check, you out spending it to somebody else. Man, that's just what you're used to doing. Well, I'm just going to say, stop doing that stupid stuff. Stop spending your money crazy. Start looking at keeping our dollars in our community. Now, that's a challenge when in our community, we ain't got nobody who owns anything for us to go buy something from. Who talked about that really good, he's a Muslim. He was he was kind of a good Muslim. I liked him. Farrakhan. I saw him speak at Madison Square Garden. Boy, man never spoke so much truth. One of the things that stuck with me was how he complained that our culture is a consumeristic culture. We spend, buy, stupid crap. We don't own, we don't produce, and we don't distribute. Unless it's hip-hop records. Thank you, 50 Cents, for teaching us how to distribute our own stuff out of the back of our car. But we need more ownership so I can spend my money in your factory, so I can buy your product. We need more of that, and as they grow and we develop more of that, then we need a site to put all the Black people, I'm sure somebody's done it, and companies that they own, so that we can start diverting our dollars from a European market to an African or Black market. So that's going to take time. You young people, you millennials, start buying stuff, and don't put everything on the internet. Put some things out here that we can go and spend our money on. We need that. And we can't do it because we don't have usually enough money or financial worth to go into the bank and get these loans. So you're going to have to learn to trust one another. You're going to have to lean on your friend and say, can't we put $5 in this pot and grow and then buy something or develop something? You're going to have to learn to share and bank monies together, pack those monies together, because you ain't got it to do it on your own. So that's just the reality of it. So get together with somebody and start building something. Okay? Now, I hate to say it, but drug boys know how to do it. Their crew is made up of their homeboys that they grew up with and trust. It's just that their product tends to be a little nerve-wracking with the police department. But they know how to do business. They are our first, I'm sorry, but they're our first line with defense. With ownership, entrepreneurial, having funds. They got thousands of dollars stacked away until, hopefully good stuff. They already carry guns and they're not afraid to die. That's our first line of defense for this madness that's going on now. But let's take away some of the good stuff about them. They are entrepreneurs. So before you turn your head up at them, Mr. Black man who has a job with the city, not saying it's bad, Mr. Black man who got his big time, whatever, not saying it's bad, but let's not turn our noses up at them. Let's see how we can work with them and maybe help them transfer some of those skills into something a little bit more legitimate. That's all I'm saying. I ain't turning my back on them. But they have a lot of purpose, and we gotta, that structure that they've created, we need to look at that because that structure's been going on for a long time. Long time. We just need to tweak it a little bit. Tweak it. And then let's help them get into the extension of finances so that when they make that money, there's got to be laundry. But once we make it and they get legitimate, teach them about investments of other types. Big time drug dealers know about investments. Oh, they got investments all over the country, all over the global world. But we got to do it more for community people. That's all I'm saying about that.
That's the truth. That's the truth. As we're wrapping this up, do you have any questions that you would like to ask me?
Oh, gosh. Sure, ask your questions.
You don't have to.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't prepared for that one.
This whole thing, we wasn't prepared for this whole thing, but
But Troy has been a part of the Haven for quite some time. He has introduced me to a lot of millennium who are conscious, and I am so thankful for that. He has also worked for my company with some of my clients and teaching his skills and his trade.
Stretching martial arts.
Yes, what's the name of it?
Sekou Chinyelu.
That stuff there. Yes, he's taught it to a lot of my clients with who are in my wellness groups and my seniors, and they enjoy him very well. I'm glad that he's doing it. I hope he keeps on with it. He really likes this video stuff, so I'm glad he sticks with it because we're going to need more people who are taking our knowledge and giving it to the world. Taking our knowledge and sharing it with the world. And it's a blessed thing because we need that. We don't have a corridor of marketing that's really global, as big as it can get. So I'm glad he's here to help me because I'm not a Twitter person. I tweet, Twitter, a lot of that stuff. So I'm glad to have him here so he can get this information that God has put in me to give to the world. I'm very thankful for you. All your energy, all of your goodness.
Like that.
Yes,
Namaste.
namaste.
Yes,
Namaste.
yes. Yeah, I appreciate Kind a lot. She gives. Yeah, she's always helping people, even though, sometimes when people perception of a person can be skewed. Is that the word?
Skewed.
Yeah, skewed because of, how they personally hurt or whatever the case may be. So they may project that onto the person, but anybody that's honestly looking at somebody to see what kind of heart they have based on the people that they help and how they, offer their services to people, especially when they're in need. And she does that. And I'm grateful to have her in my life, for her to, participate in this information to give to the people. So any last words that you want to share with them, or anything that people could potentially help you with that's viewing this message?
Ooh, okay. Well, oh God, I want to shout out to Z, my girl Z.
Big shouts.
Big shout. She is moving me, pushing me into this new arena. She has opened me to opportunities. I'm working on a grant with an organization, and we're going to bring. And I just have a feeling that I'm going to get this grant. I don't know why,
Sure.
but it's a transitional grant for people who do their arts with intercultural people, and spending time that I spent in like Arizona, spending time with Arizona's the Apache Res, that just opened up the people in Arizona, the spiritual healers in Arizona, all of this stuff that's kind of like coming together. This transitional grant will help me to get some things like equipment to make it easier to do what it is that I'm doing, bringing more people in to do more teaching and sharing, because oh my God, I love teaching. I love teaching. And so I'm thankful for Z for that. Last minute thing that I really want to say. This is a very important time. This C19, I'm not going to call it its whole name because I'm not giving it its power, because I don't believe in that. But it has forced, and I'm going to use the word force people to get where I am on an everyday basis. And I'm so thankful. Where Troy is on an everyday basis, I'm so thankful. But this C19 has forced a lot of people to go to a higher place. And now that energy has put them there, even if they don't know what they want to do or they're scared, they don't know what's coming next, take advantage of it. You have been moved. Energy has moved. God has put his hands over the still waters and shaken up everything. He said he wouldn't destroy this earth by water no more, but honey, he brought down an energy that scares the spirit, that stirs the waters of the spirit, and making everybody move in a direction that they didn't know they could do. They don't even know how they're getting there, but that energy is moving right along. And I want everyone to ride on that wave of hope, to ride on that wave of greatness that's coming behind it. Because everything that you're scared of right now, and I know so many of you are scared right now in this madness, forget that. Let it go. Because once you get through this fear, on the other side is everything that you have ever wanted. Use this time to build, to create, to plant the seeds. Use this time wisely so that when we come out of it, you're going to be sitting high on your throne in an arena of love, abundance that you never thought you could do, that you never thought you could reach. I'm here to tell you, you all have that capability of reaching that goal. I am sitting on my throne. You have the same power, capability, ability to sit on your throne, whatever that may look like to you. And I want you to take advantage of it. I'm challenging you now. During this time, write those goals and things down. Write the steps down that you need to get to them. And then call on that magic. Demand, intention, speak over yourself. And I want to hear from you in another month or so to see how much of your dreams came true. How much of your magic did you use to create the world that you want in your life?
Yes, yes. Lastly, this is the last thing. Listen.
He said that the last time.
But I forgot. Look, this is the finances. So if y'all want to support me, The Haven, Kind, we're going to put the Cash App at the bottom of the screen. Donations, donations, donations. We appreciate y'all. What's your Cash App, Kind?
Oh my God.
Isn't it like Rich Bitch?
My Cash App is $ Rich Bitch something.
Yeah.
77.
Look, we're gonna put it there. You know how we do.
And let me tell you something. That rich bitch, that was not about no ego. That was my intention, because I was tired of just like being on the verge of having a lot of money and having, I wanted beyond that. Rich bitch has nothing to do with just the money about it and the value of that. Rich bitch has to do with the consciousness that I decided I want.
It's like homegirl healing.
Homegirl healing.
Come on,
because in order for me to do what I need to do, the programs that I have that God has blessed me with all these ideas, I need cash money.
Thanks.
Ain't no ego in that. That's just what is real. Rich bitch, that's me.
So the Cash App is there. My Cash App is right here. Donations. I want to thank you all for watching this, and may you have a lovely day, life, till we meet again. Peace and love.
Ashe.
Ashe, namaste.
Namaste.